Conspiracy? Oh, okay. So now you're gonna look at me like I need a tinfoil hat on. As if they don't got V2K, MK Ultra, two-way radio frequency satellites, cameras everywhere, OnStar, smart devices. You tell me. Artificial intelligence wanna shadow us. All for the clamor and views, they playing sour. It's a game. The wine of Babylon got them shorties power drunk. In the Oculus, training like a school shooter. Got the Neuralink moving through they fried medullas. Circus Cross, Johnny Five, are they even alive? They created Frankenstein, let the blind lead the blind. It's the MRA, magnetic fields, radio waves. Now it's flowing through their veins, through the eye of a needle. Precursor to the mark of the beast. Why can't they see it? Broad path to destruction, my Lord. I pray you free us. They be watching when we speaking the truth, but non-believers, no control, but they thinking they God. They so conceited. My Lord, that's my rock and my fortress, so I ain't grieving as the time draws nearer. Gotta see this much clearer. Constantly checking the man that's in the mirror. If you still see your soul, just know that the world fears you. Born to be resilient, these bots can never kill you. We the glitch in the matrix, parallel in spaces. I've been running to my goals like I'm rocking some 860s or makeshift alternative X reality. Deep fake setting the stage for more casualties. Neurologics that really erase memories. Cloning labs where they harvest the soul energy. Backmasking, all they produces is doing sorcery. Force the Lord's hand, the Lord, and put a voice in me. Lift it like a trumpet and force the damn world to see the signs of the time. You calling it a conspiracy? So we gonna act like after the river Euphrates dried up, all hell ain't start breaking loose. We gonna act like after people got the slice, they ain't start collapsing and getting blood clots. They got all this biometrics, pseudoscience, CERN, conspiracy. Ha!
We begin our 8 o'clock hour with this breaking news. LeBron James' son, Bronny, is recovering this morning after suffering cardiac arrest at USC yesterday. TMZ reports it happened just before 9:30 in the morning during workouts at the Galen Center. The James family released a statement this morning saying Bronny is now out of the ICU. He's in stable condition. In the statement, the James family thanked USC's medical and athletic staff for their work. They've asked for respect and privacy. The 18-year-old has committed to play for the Trojans in the fall with plans of entering the NBA draft when he becomes eligible in 2024. Again, he is in stable condition.
Shalom, Israel. It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. It's a reason all of this is happening. Oh, yeah. As you enter the broadcast, make sure you hit the like button. I got a lot of insight that I would like to give y'all regarding two situations going on in social media and actual national media as well. Man, the rabbit hole goes deep, ladies and gentlemen. It truly does. I see Jane Doe in the building. Martinez, what's going on? David, what it do? Antisocial. What's going on? No keywords. I'm putting you on timeout. Come on, man. Use discretion. Not even the J word is allowed. Come on now. Abby B, what's going on? Darla's in the building. Hester Glacier. I am. Courtney's in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a sad situation that we're seeing on the media, but I need you all to understand why this is taking place. Now, when it comes to LeBron James and his son, man, this is his firstborn son. I mean, Bronny was born back in 2004 when that was basically LeBron's rookie year. It actually was Bron's rookie year when him and his wife tied the knot. And LeBron, he was trying to stick around all the way until his son got drafted into the NBA, you know, and this was coming up real soon, ladies and gentlemen, like next year. That's when Bron was pretty much going to go into retirement. But the month before or the year before he got to pass the torch and let his son carry in his footsteps, a pretty much career ender takes place. Because I'm going to tell you like this right now, after experiencing cardiac arrest at age 18, which is unheard of, ladies and gentlemen, that does not happen. You can bet your bottom dollar his career is pretty much over. So what we got to realize is there's a pattern going on in Hollywood. There's a pattern going on in the industry. The firstborn son is being required. That's what's going on. We've seen this time and time again. We've seen this with Ricky Smiley. We've seen this recently with Gilly the Kid. They're playing in Satan's game. They're playing a very dangerous game. And the scriptures tell you about this. You got to understand, these people are serving Pharaoh. They're serving, the powers that be. Exodus 11:5 says, and all the firstborn sons in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even as the firstborn of the maidservants that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of the beasts. See, there's sacrifices going on. There's rituals going on. Not to mention, we all know that, there's certain impositions that people decided to take in order to keep their profession that is clearly having adverse effects. It's clear, right? It's very clear. And somebody said, Pharaoh, let my people go. See, these people don't want to be let go. See, there's a price to pay when you are a man of great substance. You're supposed to have great responsibility to your nation, to your people. You're supposed to be giving back to your people. When you're working for the powers that be, they don't want that to happen. They don't want your legacy and your dynasty to be carried on. They would rather you sacrifice your firstborn son, because a nation is built on men, ladies and gentlemen. A nation is built on men to be able to carry on what you've learned, to be able to teach your sons the ways that they may go. The powers that be want to take that from us. You can't operate in a system. You can't sit at the table with devils and expect to have generational wealth. There's a pattern going on. We seen it with Whitney Houston. When she went, her daughter had to go. This stuff is real sick. But I want to read up on this, man, because this is crazy. Popular doctor says Bronny James' career could be over after cardiac arrest. Well, I believe it's pretty clear that it more than likely is over. Goes on to say, the LeBron James clan suffered a huge scare on Monday when Bronny James, the son of the Los Angeles Lakers superstar, went into cardiac arrest. The medical emergency occurred during an informal workout with the University of the Southern California teammates. Luckily, the younger James was tended to in swift fashion, and he was reportedly out of the intensive care unit in a stable condition Tuesday. That's a real sad situation, and I know that the James family want everybody to be to give them privacy, but it's the price of being in the public. And I know a lot of people, right? They're saying the sound is muffled. Please put a 1 and everything is coming clearly. Put a 1 in the chat if everything is coming clearly. Okay. And watch for keywords, ladies and gentlemen. Please watch for the keywords. If I have moderators in the building, please be on point and game tight. All right. Excellent. We're good. All right. So, as I was saying, I know that the James family don't want people to speak on what's taking place, but You guys are in the public. This is the price you pay for being public figures. It just is what it is. And on top of that, we got to realize that, and this is for all the people out there, all of the people who get in their feelings when content creators speak on situations like this. You may believe that we're insensitive people, but what we're really trying to do, especially brothers who are in the truth, what we're really trying to do is raise awareness. See, everything that happens in life is supposed to have a teaching moment. Everything that takes place, we're supposed to be able to learn from it. You understand? So although it may seem insensitive to you, we're just covering the news. We're just keeping, and we're speaking truth. We're speaking truth. All right. And we call conspiracy theorists. We call all these names. But here we have an 18-year-old young man getting cardiac arrest. Ladies and gentlemen, that does not happen. At 18 years old, that just simply does not happen, brothers and sisters. It doesn't. For the person who asked what's the topic, you're blocked. I mean, I won't tolerate any foolishness. All right. Anyway, let's continue. It goes on to say the LeBron James clan suffered a huge scare on Monday when Bronny James, the son of the Los Angeles Lakers superstar, went into cardiac arrest. The medical emergency occurred during an informal workout with the University of Southern California teammates. Luckily, the younger James was tended to with swift fashion, and he was reportedly out of the intensive care unit and is in stable condition on Tuesday. Although he may be out of the woods, there's a feeling his beginning basketball career is in serious jeopardy. Even if he isn't diagnosed with any short of cardiovascular conditions or structural abnormalities. Dr. Brian Sutterer, a licensed medical doctor who specializes in orthodontics and sports medicine, has followed on YouTube for his videos that analyze injuries suffered by prominent NBA players. Sutter said in a video he put up on Tuesday that younger James' basketball career could be over. And you know, that's just true. And then I'm gonna go into exactly what he said. But I mean, just think about the timing of all of this. LeBron James probably had one more year before he was going to retire, and his son was going to be in the NBA. I don't believe anything is coincidence. You got to understand, these people have to sit down with certain authoritative people behind the scenes, and there's certain sacrifices recovered. And they operate on high levels of numerology. They're deep into gematria, but not to mention, you know, they know the time was coming where LeBron was going to get something he really wanted, which was to carry on the tradition, bring his son into the NBA, and he can finally sit back and rest. Don't work like that in Satan's system. It don't work like that. Yep. Somebody said Bronny been, let me see. Bronny been, let me read that correctly. Yep, Bronny been put on a high level for a long time. Yeah, he's been pushed into the media. He's got a lot of attention. He was supposed to be the next chosen one. You know, because that's what they call LeBron early on in his career, the chosen one. And now look. Yep, and yeah, this is the type of things that Satan likes to destroy. JC, I'm putting you on timeout. I made it clear I don't even want the J word being said. So anybody using the J word, I'm not going to block you. I'm going to time you out. We're not going to do that. You don't think they caught on to the J word by now? You don't think that these algorithms on social media know what the J word is by now? I do not want to have to sit here and watch my chat the entire time I'm trying to give my commentary. Seriously. We all know. If you in the know, great. And let's make this clear. There's a lot of there's other reasons that he could have went into a cardiac arrest. There's enhancement drugs that a lot of athletes use as well. Um, you know, there's different doctors that they go and see so they can reach top physical peak form. Especially if you think about it, it's very demanding at this stage for Bronny James. You know what I'm saying? There's all kind of products that's being used, all kind of steroid treatment. And, you know, LeBron James was under investigation some years ago. Him and a whole lot of people. You remember him, Chris Paul? There was that lab that everybody was getting questioned for. The whole players union was under investigation. So I'm just saying, like, we just never know at the end of the day. But, you know, it does look like it's the juice. It does look like that because just the timing of all of this. And if you think about it, all it would take for the powers to be to do is tell LeBron, hey, make sure your son go up there and get that you know what. Make sure he go get that you know what. LeBron probably he probably knew what it was about, because if I'm not mistaken, LeBron didn't do it. I don't think LeBron did it. If I can remember properly, he chose to keep his medical decisions private. Y'all remember that? Correct me if I'm wrong. If people who follow LeBron James avidly, let me know. Somebody said they forced LeBron. See, I thought LeBron said, oh, he eventually folded. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, so if he eventually folded, hey, here we go again, Jordan. You're out of there. I'm blocking now. At this point, I'm blocking people. I just made it clear. Let me see here. Let's get him out of here. I don't see any moderators. It's time to give out more wrenches. I mean, this is crazy. Somebody said LeBron admitted to. Okay, see, that makes sense. That makes sense. It goes on to say, there are some causes of cardiac arrest that you find the exact cause, and it still isn't necessarily safe to return to sports because the risk is so high of having another cardiac arrest and potentially dying, Sutter said. Some of these conditions, like hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, are the annulus coronary arteries, like we saw Sharif O'Neal have, can be treated or repaired best you can with surgical intervention. But obviously, that's going to put Bronny out of play for a very long time. If they don't find an exact cause and you don't really know what happened, and you have to have the discussion of what exactly are the risks of going back out there and playing extremely serious situations we're dealing with, then legitimately something that affects the rest of his career, depending on what we discover and depending on what they have to do about it. My thoughts go out to Bronny and the rest of the family. Thankfully, they had good medical staff that were able to save his life. See, ladies and gentlemen, he might have meant to be taken out. You know, you never know. There might have been an actual blood sacrifice that just didn't work. I mean, there's so many things that could be going on within the industry, because that's no joke right there. Cardiac arrest, the chances of you surviving it are, you know, pretty much is. Somebody said I'm breaking up. Yeah, that's what they do. This is what they do. We'll give it a few minutes and it'll come in. Okay, it's clear now. Okay. All right. Now, I don't know if that was a troll or not. If it was, if y'all didn't get a breakup, my moderators either time that person out or block them. All right. Now, who knows what's going on, man? I mean, this is 18 years old, ladies and gentlemen. 18. Since when are 18-year-olds going under cardiac arrest? It's just not making no type of sense, ladies and gentlemen. It's not making no sense. It goes on to say, many basketball fans will remember Hank Gaithers, the talented forward from the Loyola Marymount University Lions in the late 1980s. He collapsed during a game in a senior season. And it was determined that his collapse caused by exercise-induced ventricular tachycardia. Pardon me. However, he continued to play, and he collapsed the second time a few months later. Damn, see, it ain't even worth it, Bronny. It's not worth it. Gathers was pronounced dead shortly afterwards. Obviously, the younger James' health and well-being will have to take precedence over his future as a basketball player. I mean, man, you know, it's a good thing the young man is still living. He still have a choice. Now, this is why it's important for fathers to protect your children in all avenues, whatever area you lacking in. If you bow into this system in any way, shape, or form, your children are at jeopardy. I mean, you better choose life. You better choose life, man. Somebody said that's that Burger King Wi-Fi. Yep. Yeah, and you just got yourself blocked. Farewell. And for anybody who understands my channel, y'all have seen them disrupt my streams plenty of times. Y'all seen my videos get removed. Y'all have seen my videos go, I mean, I'm talking about in the middle of a stream, they just straight cancel me and leave y'all a letter. Y'all have seen y'all have seen me being struck multiple times. Y'all already know what I got going on over this channel. Y'all know the type of adversity that we gotta face. Again, you know, y'all know what's going on. So if you having a hard time dealing with it, you know what you can do. You know what I'm saying? You could just get on up out of here. All right. But you know, this is a sad situation, man. This young man's career is pretty much over. So, and it's always going on with the firstborn son. And this is crazy. Yep, somebody said gonna chew them up and spit them out every time. They don't care about them or their kids. It's nothing to them. Exactly. You know, and when it comes to Satan's system, something is always going to be required. It's bittersweet. The scriptures tell us that Yah's blessings don't come with strife. The Most High's blessings don't come with small print, so to speak, because there's always a small print. There's always a small print in the industry. Seriously. But, you know, it's nothing new, man. This is a time of sacrifice. There's a lot going on in the news. Now, you got to think about it. This is his firstborn son. Man. One more time to show y'all, for those just joining, I know it's people still entering the chat, in case you ain't caught the news.
We begin our 8 o'clock hour with this breaking news. LeBron James' son, Bronny, is recovering this morning after suffering cardiac arrest at USC yesterday. TMZ reports it happened just before 9:30 in the morning during workouts at the Galen Center. The James family released a statement this morning saying Bronny is now out of the ICU. He's in stable condition. In the statement, the James family thanked USC's medical and athletic staff for their work. They've asked for respect and privacy. The 18-year-old has committed to play for the Trojans in the fall with plans of entering the NBA draft when he becomes eligible in 2024. Again, he is in stable condition.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. And see, man, every month that goes by, there's a sacrifice to be made. These Satanists, they all have something going on every month. And in the month of July, in particular, July is more so the time of preparation going into August. During the month of July, around the 19th, they're pretty much sacrifice preparation going on, such as kidnapping, holding ceremonies, preparations for human sacrifice. By July 25th, you got the demurral ritual, which is pretty much a sex ritual where they sacrifice women or young girls. And then around the 30th, you got the wall, what is it called? The Walpurgis night, or the Beltane ritual. That's one of the most important nights of the satanic calendar, by the way. That's where they do blood rituals and human sacrifices. That's where they really take place. So July 30th, that's a real big day of sacrifice. And I'm telling you these things because you got to know that these people operate on a calendar. But going into August, September, through the harvest moments going into October, which is a big one in October, because that's right around Halloween. That's when they celebrating the dead, and it get real creepy out here. And I can honestly say, this is what I attribute this next story that I'm about to cover to. I believe that it was a ritual and a blood sacrifice. For those who don't know, Barack Obama's personal chef was found swimming with the fishes out there in Martha Vineyard. And, some things just don't add up about the story. It reminds me of the story with Queen Elizabeth before she went and met her maker. Some odd years ago, I did a story on how there was a young lady who was found dead on her property right around Christmas time. This stuff is something interesting. Yeah, and there's a lot of weird stories surrounding Martha's Vineyard, because that is a place where they harvest the sacrifices. Because speaking back on the sacrifices, right? These sacrifices, there's certain areas. Let's just put it that way. There's certain areas where they cultivate certain energy, demonic energy. You understand? But I want to talk about this story, man. I want to talk about this story because this stuff is strange, man. And the Obamas, they got a lot of dirt. And I know a lot of black folks, they on the left-hand side. You're innocent people, so you see the world as being innocent. But unfortunately, that's not reality. That's not the world we living in. In order to be in certain positions in this here earth, Barack Obama, the first black president, 44th president, there's certain things that you got to do. Let's just be clear about this. Let's talk about it.
Out of the tragedy of the Obama stayed in Martha's Vineyard.
If y'all can hear that video, hit 1. If y'all heard the audio and the actual video, hit 1. Somebody said, but you eat shrimp. Sir, I don't eat shrimp. Haven't eaten shrimp in over 10 years. And the fact that you said that, I'm blocking you. Like, where are you weird people coming from? Like, you eat shrimp. What the hell is going on here? All right, I see the ones. Oh, it's definitely time to get more moderators. Anyway, let's continue.
Where the family chef was found dead, the Obamas were not there at the time. We're learning more about what happened. DeMarco Morgan has the details. Good morning, DeMarco.
Good morning, guys. Talk about a tragedy here. The husband and father of two went missing about 100 feet offshore Sunday evening. His body wouldn't be recovered until the following day. The Obamas saying they now join the victim's family and those who knew him in grieving the loss of Tafari Campbell.
African-American male on a paddleboard, no life preserver.
This morning,
Son, that's already an oxymoron, ladies and gentlemen. An African-American man paddleboarding with no type of safety gear, no nothing. And he's out there and obviously cannot swim. I mean, that's obvious because he drowned. So this just ain't making sense. Like, what brung him out there? What, man, listen to this story, y'all. This is some bizarre stuff, bro.
To the Obama estate in Martha's Vineyard, where the family chef was found dead. The Obamas were not there at the time. We're learning more about what happened. DeMarco Morgan has the details. Good morning, DeMarco.
Good morning, guys. Talk about a tragedy here. The husband and father of two went missing about 100 feet offshore Sunday evening. His body wouldn't be recovered until the following day. The Obamas saying they now join the victim's family and those who knew.
So the Obamas wasn't there at the time. Something just is very odd about this.
Him in grieving the loss.
If they were there, you know, it ain't like the media would expose them.
Of Tafari Campbell.
African-American male on a paddleboard, no life preserver.
This morning, tragedy unfolding near the Obama family's Martha's Vineyard estate. Police recovering the body of 45-year-old Tafari Campbell, a beloved personal chef and friend of the former president and first lady.
Maybe he found out the first lady is not a lady at all. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe he allegedly found out the same thing that what was that lady's name that ended up mysteriously dying? You know, maybe he found out that she had a phallus. Y'all know the name of that lady, white lady. She was a TV personality for a number of years. Yo, what was her name? Yo, was she passed on? Joan Rivers. That's right, Joan Rivers. Thanks, Paul. Right. Maybe it could have been that he found something out. Maybe he just seen too much. Maybe he knew too much. He could have been in the kitchen one day, chefing something up, and overheard something. Maybe he overheard something. I don't know. Yeah.
The call for help came in Sunday evening for the missing paddleboarder, who witnesses tell police was last seen wearing all black before they eventually.
Hold on, he was seen wearing all black. What? Yo, if this don't scream satanic ritual, I don't know what is. You know, I truly believe that within the industry that these people are being passed through the fires of Moloch. I think that, you know, Martha's Vineyard is a modern day satanic altar. And the Obamas, they're just playing their role. Don't think for a second that these individuals ain't out there in the middle of the woods at night with black hoods and cloaks and daggers. You know, seriously. Somebody said, that just don't make no sense. Somebody said, they ain't got no choice. Rome is dead, and they're hoping the Walking Dead don't realize it. That's a fact.
They lost eye contact with him.
A 40-year-old male, possible drowning.
Campbell's paddleboard and hat would surface, but no sign of Campbell. Then the unimaginable. The husband and father of two found dead 100 feet from shore at a depth of about 8 feet in the Edgartown Great Pond. Police say divers found his body by deploying a side-scan sonar from a boat. Campbell first worked as a sous chef for the Obamas at the White House.
Gotta keep it under lock and key.
Seen here brewing beer in this White House video.
What you do is you take the beer bottle.
Now,
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, it ain't no telling how close he was to the Obama family. It ain't no telling what they wanted from him. There could have been things that they were trying to get him to do that he wasn't willing to do. It could have been something that he was cooking. Now, y'all listening to me. Can anybody say spirit cooking? It could have been something that they had him chefing up, a specific type of meat. It could have been like the possibilities. The possibilities are limitless. The possibilities are limitless. Like, let me make this clear. These people, they are cannibals. A lot of these people are cannibals. Somebody said, what is spirit cooking? That's something you're gonna have to look up, because if I'm too descriptive with what spirit cooking is, then that's the type of stuff that they don't like you to talk about. All right. It can't be too descriptive. You can look it up. I'm telling you, man, these politicians are strange, bro. It ain't no telling what type of food that he was in there processing for the Obamas. Yeah, look up. I want you to look up Marina Abramovic. Look up Marina Abramovic, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And around the month of July, this is where these type of things happen. Do your research. Around the month of July, this is where they're doing certain things with young women. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy stuff right here. I mean, these details are so shocking. It's layers to this. But let me get into them. I'm going to let it play for a while, and I'm going to really chime in on this, because this is something else.
A 40-year-old male, possible drowning.
Campbell's paddleboard and hat would surface, but no sign of Campbell. Then the unimaginable. The husband and father of two found dead 100 feet from shore at a depth of about 8 feet in the Edgartown Great Pond. Police say divers found his body by deploying a side scan and sonar from a boat. Campbell first worked as a sous chef for the Obamas at the White House.
Gotta keep it under lock and key.
Seen here brewing beer in this White House video.
What you do is you take the beer bottle.
Now authorities investigating the drowning. Campbell was on the vineyard visiting. The Obamas were not there at the time of the incident. Mr. and Mrs. Obama released in a statement calling him a warm, fun, extraordinary, kind person who made all of our lives a little brighter.
And those are the type of people who always end up getting sacrificed. Those are the type of people who always end up getting lined up for the kill, man. Beautiful and Blessed TV, thank you for the $9 contribution. I appreciate the support. Says Clinton chef also passed away, plus their former CIA, who state they can cover up deaths and make it look like something else happened. Yeah. Salute, though. Thanks you for the real. All praises to the Most High. Right. They can make things look a certain way. Not to mention, man, there's technology that can pretty much body hack you, and they can use mind control. And, you know, the presidents, they have access. Former presidents as well. These individuals have access to this technology. You know, they can pretty much have this man put on black by himself, wander off into the woods by himself, get on a boat with no swimming protection, no type of gear. This stuff, this mind control, these devices can hack a person's mind, have him wander off into the boat and actually delete himself. They have stuff like that. Y'all got to watch the movie Manchurian Candidate. We talking about just 8 feet of water. So it's like he was done before he even started. He wearing all black. They claim that they wasn't even there. I'm telling you, they got some stuff out there, bro. Yeah, Manchurian Candidate, where they able to use keywords to hack that person, or they able to flash images of light, or do certain things to make a person do whatever they want. Real talk. Everything is way deeper than it seems, bro. Seriously.
adding he was a talented sous chef at the White House.
See, he was a talented sous chef at the White House. It ain't no telling what he was chefing up for the people of the White House. Seriously. Somebody said it sounds like Bird Box movie. Yeah. Let me see here. Okay. I didn't mean to hit that. I'm just making sure it's still working. But nah, real talk. Somebody said, plus the Obamas have a black in that pit. Wow. Yeah, she pointed that out. Wow. Wow, Shorty really pointed that out right there. Yeah, you're right. Notice that, man. Oh man. Notice that they had on black, that they said the young man wore all black. Now they got the Obamas in all black. It's a ritual, man. They legit showing you. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Hold on one moment.
They've been calling him a warm, fun, extraordinary, kind person who made all of our lives a little brighter, adding he was a talented sous chef at the White House. He's been part of our lives ever since, and our hearts are broken that he's gone. Campbell is survived by his wife and their twin boys. The couple's Instagram posts over the years showing their close relationship and tight-knit family.
And state and local police are investigating the incident. And guys, if you go to his Instagram page, it was full of life and personality.
And that's who they aim at, man. And that's a damn shame, man. He had a family and everything, bro. And, you know, they saying that local law enforcement are going to, investigate. I can tell you right now, the Obamas are not going to be arrested. They're not going to be under investigation. This happened on their property. How is it that these things can happen on these people's property and they are not even under investigation, ladies and gentlemen? How is it that these people can have a direct connection with this young man, direct correlation with this young man, and they are not going to be under any type of public scrutiny, no observation? Exactly. Million Topics said it's the brotherhood. It's the brotherhood. And they found a way to speak with each other, letting each other know that the sacrifice has been done. They letting us know. They letting their constituents and peers know, hey, our rituals, our sacrifice has been done. We got rid of our personal chef. He was found right here on our land, same way Queen Elizabeth allegedly. And this is all alleged. All of this is allegedly, for the record. Everything I'm saying is alleged. We don't need them Secret Service and them men in black coming with neuralizers trying to come with me, because I can see. We don't need the men in black popping up with a neuralizer trying to scramble my damn brain just because I know what's going on in the world. So allegedly, because I could tell you right now, bro, this is how they communicate with each other. Letting people know, hey, we did what we needed to do. So all the shareholders of these major corporations, just keep us in mind. Hey, all you reptilian shapeshifters and meat suit skinwalkers behind the scenes, hey, once the social credit system is rolled in, just make sure that our family we good, right? We doing our rituals. We still doing our rituals. Right. Telling you, man, it's sick.
It's a loss right here. Yes.
It really was. And we're thinking of his wife and his twin boys right now. All right, DeMarco.
Man had a wife and twin boys, man. A wife and 10 boys. Man, and you know what the scriptures tell us? The scriptures tell us in Genesis 22:2. And he said, take now thy son, thy only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him therefore a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. See, going back to the Bronny James situation, is nothing new to offer up your firstborn son as a burnt offering. This is nothing new. Like, the rituals are real. It's nothing new. I'm telling you, man. The scriptures also tell us, and this is for individuals who don't believe that there's flesh that's put on the table for these demonic people. When the scriptures tell you don't let your sons or daughters pass through the fires of Moloch. And this is what these people do. They're sacrificing people. They're sacrificing their children. Somebody said it seems to keep happening in these stories. Right. Somebody said, "Hey, Newbury, are you going to make a Rumble account?" Yes, I am. I'm absolutely am. Very soon. TT. So you can speak freely without being censored. Yes. I thought about that. And I have a Patreon, but unfortunately, Patreon is not as I've actually had Vimeo accounts removed, and I pay for those accounts. That's how much surveillance is going on social media. Like, it's very difficult to find platforms to go to at this point. But I'm definitely going to get a Rumble account because there's so much I know, and there's so much I can say, but I really can't say it. So no doubt about that. And once I have a Rumble account, the question is, will you brothers and sisters actually support it? Will you all sign up to hear the real deal without no type of red tape? That's the question. Because if you do, you're going to be getting some very powerful content. There's going to be a lot of things being brought to the table that you're going to be in awe. Seriously. Robin Roswell said, "Thank you. You definitely got some knowledge going on." I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about if the people go over there and support it once I make it. But it will be a Rumble account coming soon. Very soon. Floater Judah says he already got an account. That's good. That's good. I mean, you know, all these things are going on for a reason. And you're going to have a lot of people that's in their feelings, man. Just like you got a lot of people upset with content creators who was talking about Gilly the Kid's situation. And the reason I'm bringing that up because it's relative to what's going on with LeBron James. You had a lot of people getting upset. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the thing. At this point in time, everybody should know that the industry is straight up foul and wicked. It's so many murder mysteries going on in the industry. And at some point, you got to be able to think outside the box. And this is what they never wanted. They never wanted people to make their own decisions. You live in a society where anybody who pretty much thinks outside the box is automatically going to be demonized. Anybody who has an opinion. And you can blame the school system for that. They taught you their truth. And then they tested you every week, every month, so they can validate that that's the truth. They've taught you that if you have critical thinking skills, and if you think outside of what everybody else thinks, what the media tells everybody, if you think outside of what the media tells us, then that person is supposed to be ostracized. That person is supposed to be attacked. That person is supposed to be isolated. That person is supposed to be criticized and critiqued. You've been programmed. And the programming is so deep. You got people defending evil, defending wickedness. You're defending celebrities. You're defending individuals who don't care about you. You're defending people who are on a totally different ecology, a different frequency from you. And they don't give a damn about you. You're nothing to them. These people are filthy rich. These people have lost their souls a long time ago. These people ain't for you. But the mechanism has been put in place where people would defend evil. They would defend wickedness. They have created puppets out of the people. I'm telling you. Let's give the audio a couple minutes. Somebody said, you seen the curses coming upon him. Right. Everybody press one if we good. Press one if we good. Yeah, somebody said we got to stop supporting these folks. Real talk. Like with LeBron James, right? We done seen this grown man standing at 6'5", 6'6", wearing dresses. Like, what's going on, man? We done seen this man wearing dresses. We done seen this man get pretty much pushed through the NBA. Pretty much, I won't say he was given an illustrious career. The man is talented. He's a talented ball player. But when it comes to the media, LeBron James has been protected his entire career. He's been protected. And I say that because, you know, the man, he does a lot of flopping, a lot of traveling. There's a lot of calls that go his direction. There's the Jordan comparisons all the time. Anybody who speak out against LeBron in the media, you know, they seem to be terminated. You know, there's coaches that been, you know, pretty much traded off like it's nothing. LeBron has had a lot of power in the NBA with the players union. And I'm not against that, because I think the players should have a lot of control in some aspect of the game, because at the end of the day, you know, the owners are still the ones getting all the pay. But nonetheless, LeBron had a pretty sweet career. But the way Satan works is like, okay, look, I gave you exactly what you wanted. You knew there was going to come sacrifices. Yeah, you knew there was things going to come. And I truly believe, and this is my theory, I don't think Bronny was supposed to make it. I don't think Bronny was supposed to make it. I think Bronny actually narrowly escaped death. I really do. I think that was meant to be a straight up blood sacrifice. We were supposed to hear, the news was supposed to air that Bron's son passed on that court, and that was it. That's just how I feel about this situation. Looking at all the evidence that's presented, I don't think he was supposed to make it. I don't think it was just supposed to be a career ender. I really don't. I think that was supposed to be Bron's ritual, his blood sacrifice. But the Most High had grace on Bronny. That's just my theory. But again, it could be all kind of situations. Like I said, there's enhancement drugs. You know, I remember I learned about those things the hard way. Even the ones that are quote unquote natural, but they have a lot of caffeine in them, those are dangerous too. People don't know how dangerous caffeine can be. I can remember I took a pre-workout some odd years ago, and bruh, I don't know what happened. I don't know what I was experiencing, but let's just say that I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I thought I was going to have a stroke or something. That's why to this day, I don't drink caffeine at all. I don't do caffeine whatsoever. I just don't do it. And some of these pre-workouts, man, they're loaded with like dangerous amounts of caffeine. And, you know, there's also different steroids that these individuals are doing. You know, these are all possibilities. I'm just not leaning towards that because of the timing. 2004, I think next year, bro, think about it. Next year, Bronny would have been on an NBA court. LeBron probably would have did one more year just so he can say, yo, me and my son was on an NBA court together. Yo, think about that, bro. Because that's what LeBron was trying to do. Which I believe he would have been the first. If I'm not mistaken, LeBron James would have been the first player in history to do that. And you know, LeBron James is all about breaking records and doing something different. You seen brothers on the court. You seen that, but you never seen father and son on the same court, bro. Not on the NBA court. And I just feel like the powers that be took that from LeBron James. They was like, nah, it's time for your sacrifice. For real. Somebody said God is watching over and he take care of his people. Yep. Yeah, he tries to stand out in a lot of different ways. You're right, Robin. Facts. Somebody said can't have two sons in the NBA, right? That's why I was really a big fan of LeVar Ball. People talk about LeVar Ball a lot in a bad way, because LeVar Ball is outspoken. But I actually like LeVar Ball. I think that more we need to see that on the media, more fathers pushing their sons, fathers being involved in their sons' careers. You know what I'm saying? Fathers looking out, making sure their sons is bosses and got their own shoe deals and so forth. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I thought LeVar Ball was hilarious. He had a certain personality. And we need to see things like that. But in this society, masculinity is just straight up demonized. They want all the men effeminate and weak. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, what happened to LeVar? I don't know. Yeah, everybody was clowning him. Everybody was clowning LeVar, but that was real what he was doing. Yeah, I mean, real talk. We got a lot going on in the world, man. The Pfizer plant, the biggest distribution plant, hit with a E3F tornado, ripping apart the biggest distribution center that supply 25% of the country with its injectables. Y'all better stop playing with these sharp objects. That's all I got to say, because Yah himself is speaking. I don't understand how y'all still out here playing with sharp objects like that. Y'all don't get it? Somebody said, Chris says, how can a cardiac arrest be a sacrifice? Just asking respectfully. Well, since you're asking respectfully, I'm going to answer you, sir. Everybody watching knows. Well, I can't say everybody because you asked this question. But what I will say is, people who are playing with the sharp object, they all seem to be going through certain ailments. People who play with sharp objects, they all seem to be experiencing certain difficulties. Let's just put it that way. For instance, Jamie Foxx. I really think this is simple. But anyway, for instance, Jamie Foxx, he was in a movie with Cameron Diaz. He was convinced, go down there and play with a sharp object. He went and played with said sharp object, allegedly, all alleged, and then he had all these medical issues. So there's more than one way to sacrifice somebody. Peer pressure is an MFer. Peer pressure is an MFer. Somebody said, New Breed, have you watched They Clone Tyrone? Yes, I did watch it. I spare my thoughts on that for now. The scriptures even tell you that friends and family will cause you to be put to death. Matter of fact, let me pull that scripture up so you can get a better understanding. Let me answer this brother. Scripture is that. Let me pull this up for y'all. Here we go. Luke 21:16. Luke 21:16. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. Wow. Let me read that again. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. Some of you, they should cause you to be put to death. Now, what does it mean by cause you? Cause you. By telling you that you need to go down and or play with a sharp object. That's what's going on. That's how they can line you up for the sacrifice. It's people listen, let me tell you something. there is people in families, not just celebrity families, that are causing people to be put to death, that are actually blood sacrificing people. Yeah, a cause is like a repercussion because you were listening to mommy, you was listening to daddy, you was listening to so on and so forth people. You was listening to friends, colleagues, associates when they were telling you, hey, keep that job. Don't go lose that job. Are you crazy? You getting good money. They want you to go play with a sharp object. Go do it. No, maybe, but what about your 401k? What about your retirement? What about this? What about that? Instead of you relying on the Most High, you got friends and family in your ear causing you to be lined up. Because that's what they do. Because they don't want you to rely on the Most High for thy daily bread. One of the best decisions I ever made in life was to go rely on the Most High and go do his work. You don't think that brothers and sisters in truth, speaking the word, didn't have people around them trying to tell them, hey, why would you do that? Go up there and get, it's just a sharp knife. It only lasts a couple seconds, a little cut. That's all. And then you done. You done for it. Why? Because you listening to peer pressure, you listening to people's opinions, but you ain't listening to the creator. And that's what happens in the industry. I'm talking about, man, because look, people in the industry believe because they see these people every day that they somehow are good people. They think that, okay, my mom, my dad, my brother, they in the industry, they doing good. All I see them doing is helping people. All I see them doing is being on movies, and they're heroes. That's literally how they look at these individuals. They look at them as heroes. And they trust a lot of these celebrities, not knowing that it's dangerous even getting close to them people. It's dangerous. It's dangerous dealing with celebrities. That's why I really don't want nothing to do with that realm. That's why I ask people all the time, what is your goals? You want to be accepted by the world, or you want to cut out your own lane? Somebody said talk about Oprah, New Breed. I heard some things about Oprah too going on right now, but I'm gonna reserve that until I do further research on it. Yep. That's what. Oh man, that's wow. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar did say that on his album test. Celebrity does not mean integrity, you fool. What? Sure you can. It damn sure does say that. It says that. He said that in his album. Somebody said, breed. There's no telling what these celebrities will do when they out of the public's eyesight. Right, exactly. And let me see here. Let me check out this comment section a little more here. Somebody said, top of the morning, Bree. I finally got one of your lives because YouTube does let us get it out here in the West Coast. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of people out in the West Coast, I look at my demographic. For some reason, y'all get notifications out there. I don't know how this thing is ran, but the people in the West Coast, those are my biggest supporters. That's crazy. But that's what's up, though. I'm glad y'all get to know these. My East Coast fam, I don't know what y'all got to do to get notified. I don't know what y'all got to do. Yep, see, there go another brother say, yeah, I'm on the West Coast too, and I got it. I get mine too. Yep, Midwest. See, I don't know. That's crazy, bro. So you know what that means? I got to start doing a lot more content speaking to the West Coast people. Because that's who's getting the notifications. Oh, we got Baltimore in the house. Florida's in the house. Okay, I see some New York in the building. Okay. Yep. Yeah, man. I think it's safe to say that LeBron James I think he gave up Bronny, man. I think he gave him up. I think that was his sacrifice. I don't think the Skinwalkers wanted him to carry on his legacy. That's really what it's really all about. Just like the Gilly the Kid deal. Gilly the Kid, that deal, that $100 million deal he signed. For the record, for people who think that because I'm speaking on the man's deal that I'm somehow a hater, you know what I'm saying? You need to think outside the damn box. You know, everybody ain't concerned with blood money. Everybody don't want blood money. But they didn't want Gilly the Kid's son to carry on a legacy, to carry on a dynasty. Because he should have been a shoe-in the industry. But what happened? Shot in the back. You think somebody gonna get caught? Nope. You think people gonna be concerned about the assailant who actually did the crime? Nope. Another unsolved murder mystery in the industry. It's two ways they working. It's two ways they working. And this is the first son too. That was his first son too. Ricky Smiley's first son. This all happened this year. Ricky Smiley's first son. I think Movado's son. You got Gilly the Kid's son, firstborn son, and now LeBron James' firstborn son. Like, what is happening here? Y'all don't think that is odd? Don't nobody think this is odd? Everybody just think it's all coincidence, huh? Nah, it's not coincidence at all. The powers that be don't want to see these men carry on a legacy. See, these men don't realize that, you know, you're responsible for your own nation of people. You're supposed to be building with your own people. Y'all making too much money. Y'all doing too much not to be building up your people. That's the issue. And Satan wants requirements. If you want the perks and the rudiments of this world, if you want to have nice things in this world and be accepted and approved and have the fame, they're going to require a soul out of it. See, the Most High requires you to show charity. And I'm not talking about just a tax write-off while y'all going giving out Thanksgiving turkeys and bicycles. Y'all may fool the idiotic with all of that. Let's make this clear. Y'all not fooling us at all with the Thanksgiving drives and all that. That's nothing. That's a tax write-off. That does nothing for the people. You feed them one day, and then the next day they're hungry. The question is, why aren't y'all building for the people? Why aren't you showing the people how to fish? Where are the community centers? Here, LeBron James calls himself the king of Ohio, the king of Cleveland. Listen, Cleveland, Ohio, it looks like the third layer of hell, bro. Let me just tell it like it is. He's done nothing for Ohio. Where are the community centers? Where's the land? Where's the land? So you're going to be held responsible for these things. The Bible says charity covered the multitude of sins. Yep. Somebody also said it could be a lot of HGH, horse-grown hormones going on too. Yeah. I mean, really, man, that's true. Yep. I'm telling you, somebody said, here the sickos go tiring me out before work because they are jealous. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe it's time for you to get another gig, get away from those people. Yeah, for real. You know, this situation is crazy at Martha's Vineyard. This is crazy. Somebody said in South Memphis, and my notifications 48 minutes late. Oh, damn. For all my people down south, up north, mid-east, yo, what y'all got to do is y'all got to go into your Get that thumbnail. I mean, not the thumbnail, the damn bell, the notification bell. You got to click on it, right? And you got to click down that you would like to receive all notifications. Like you have to go down on the bell. And you still may not get them. I don't know, but I know that a lot of my supporters got to work extra hard to catch my streams. And I also know that once I'm building momentum, that people tend to drop out of the chat a lot. So whatever we dealing with over here, we just gonna keep on being consistent and pushing through. Yeah, you got to click that you want to get all notifications. And it's important that you like the videos too. I don't know how many. Let me check the likes. Let's get the likes up on the content. Yo, Blade in the Shell, what's going on, fam? Says, when you get a crazy amount of money, be sure God is waiting at the corner. It's for help, not to flex. Man, what? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's real talk, bro. It's definitely to help others. What's the purpose of having things if you're not building anything? What's the purpose? At some point, you would think that these individuals would feel bad that they got millions upon millions of dollars and their hometown looks like an ash heap, where it's homelessness everywhere. You would think they would say, all right, let's put something in place. Well, here's the thing. They're not allowed to. They take oaths. They take oaths. Y'all see LeBron before every game. Let's stop acting like we don't see the demonic hand gestures he do before every game. Am I gonna have to pull this up for y'all? Nah, I think I'm gonna have to pull it up for y'all. Because people like to act like they not paying attention. For real. People really act like they don't see. They act like they not symbol literate whatsoever. Y'all act like y'all don't see his pregame ritual. Now I'm gonna remind people, because I already know there's gonna be a lot of people. There's gonna be a lot of people in my comment section. I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail. There's gonna be a lot of people who, got something to say, but they act like they don't see what these celebrities be doing, bro. Hold on real quick. No, they act like they don't know, bro. Who he give reverence to, right? Hold on. Let me show you real quick. Look at LeBron's pregame ritual. Illuminati. I mean, you'll see it clear as day. Hold on. No. I don't think y'all. All right, he pointing up. He's giving the triangle. Yeah. There you go. Huh. Yeah. Give him the 666. What kind of magic you over here doing, bro? What you doing, man? Look at the look. This look, she like she ready to risk it all. Look at her. Hey, Becky in the corner look like she ready to risk it all for the elevated man. Look at her. Oh man, say the mic up. Let me wait a minute. All right, I think it's back in. Y'all see? Look Becky in the corner. She look like she ready to risk it all, man. Look at her. That's crazy, man. But look at the ritual. They call it the pregame ritual. This is the code, right? Somebody said it's only, what did he say? If it's only weird if it doesn't work. Well, only if it's only weird if it doesn't work. We know you willing to do anything for fame and fortune. Whole MOBA is only weird if it doesn't work. I don't know. You put quotes in that, so maybe somebody else said that. But that's stupid. But anyway, look. Let me see. Yeah, this is the demonic gang signs. Y'all gotta understand, he been pledging allegiance to who he with the whole time. LeBron been showing y'all who he worked for. He worked for the devil, man. It should be clear as day. It should be clear as day. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me see. I don't know why he pointing up. There go the pyramid. 666, clear as day. I mean, look, when you involved in this stuff, man, this Masonic boule, secret society, fraternal order nonsense, you can expect death to come. You can expect death to be nearby. Somebody said, isn't gangbanging Satanism? Yes, it is. I mean, yeah, he's pointing to the pagan god Lucifer. When he puts his hands up, that's saying as above, so below. You know, that's what's going on. It's Masonic. I mean, and when his son, you know, when his son going through things, see, this is the thing. Here's the problem with people, right? These people can be demonic. They can practice all these pre-game rituals. They can do all these things, right? They can pledge their alliance and their allegiance to Satan. But then when something happened to these people, we want to act like anybody who says something about it is insensitive or a clout chaser. Listen, the Most High is using these situations to show us that it don't pay to play for Satan. That's the bottom line. It don't. Listen, he making give you things abruptly. He making rise you up in fame. He making give you the rudiments, but there's going to be something that you have to pay. That's the bottom line. It's better that you practice long suffering. It's better that you be denied. It's better that you got to go through the rigmarole of working twice as hard and may not get the same attention, may not get the same encouragement from the world. But it's better that you just do what you got to do than sell out to these people, man. That's the bottom line. You know, like, for instance, bro, some of the music that I put out, I know it's better than every artist out here. But I'm not expecting it to be accepted worldwide and globally. That's okay. I'm happy with the people who get to witness my music. I'm happy with the people who watch it. I got songs that got 99,000 views. I got songs that got 30, 40, 50, 60,000 views. I'm blessed. Do you know, let me tell you, do you know how much people that is? If you were to put all those people in a concert, 30, 20,000, I got songs that got 60, 50,000 views. To me, I'm blessed. So, and I'm saying that as an example. I don't need to sell out. I don't need to pledge alliance to these devils. I don't need to throw up demonic hand signs and gestures and all of that. The point is, Satan would like to rob you and pervert your gifts and talents. LeBron James and his son, very talented. But guess what? The issue is you giving your talents to the devil, so he's going to pervert it and he's going to require something. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. You can already have the world, the people that the people that's supposed to gravitate towards you, you can already have that without selling your soul to the damn devil, bro. For real. Yeah, the devil's a little trickster. And look, LeBron, he's full blown in it. He's all the way in. So Bronny out here getting cardiac arrest at 18. My God ain't trying to let that happen. That's unheard of. And it's because look who you pledge an alliance to. But everybody gonna say, I'm insensitive. I got a problem. What y'all think these hand gestures mean? Y'all think this is just for play, huh? Y'all think these hand gestures are for play? So above, so below. The pyramid giving reverence to the pyramid Giza, where the fallen angels lie. You know, it also gives reverence to the all-seeing eye of Horus, the Amun Ra. That's the pyramid. 666. You all know what that means. The mark of the man, the mark of the beast, Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub, the fallen one. There you go. That's who he's taking in. Look, he just harnessed, when he tapped on his chest like that, he just harnessed all that energy. He harnessed all the energy of Satan. When he does this pregame ritual, LeBron James is allowing demons to use his body. That's what he's doing. I don't think people understand how deep the rabbit hole really goes. He's actually possessing himself before the game. Because some of the things that happen on that court are supernatural. Some of the things they able to do, jumping real far in the air, or, you know, I don't know if y'all have ever watched like NBA glitches, like where things happen like you watching a video game, like players will be doing the same thing at one time in secrecy. It almost looks like a glitch in a matrix. A fold in time where something weird happens on a court. Y'all should watch those videos, bro. Those are crazy. Because Satan be on the court. A lot of these players be sold out. And it be spirits operating in these people. Yeah, them demons can body hack just like, you know, the Lil Uzi song. That body yada yada. You see when that song come on, that whole song is about body hacking, by the way. That's what the song is about. The way Lil Uzi Vert is moving, he's literally being possessed by a spirit. So that's what happens. They can do this on a basketball court as well. Satan loves to enter people's bodies and use them. I'm telling you, man, this stuff is real. Look at it. And now he's trying to get his players. And some of them people on his side looking at him like, what the hell is he doing? He's doing a ritual. And the brother next to him, let's see. And the brother next to him, he's basically putting that spirit in him as well, man. I mean, this stuff is real. Somebody said LeBron. Yeah, LeBron is mixed up with the Illuminati. Just watch the movie House Party that he produced in reference and has the Illuminati. Exactly, y'all. I seen that. It's all in the House Party movie, the latest one. But, you know, people going to believe what they want to believe, bro. I just speak the truth, shame the devil. You can feel how you want to feel about it. I believe that these celebrities are giving up their firstborn son. I believe that they're giving up their firstborn sons, and that, you know, far as that situation that happened on Barack Obama's property, I'm gonna need a lot of you brothers and sisters to wake up, especially you individuals who, okay, the audio is muted. Yeah, this is what happens. I don't know why, but it happens. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, put a 1 in the chat when it's back together. Okay, I'm clear. Yeah, and you know what? And it's weird because I think some people in some places it's not clear and sometimes it is. It's wow. They trying some new stuff on it. Some people say the audio was good the whole time. See? You know. Hey, look, it is what it is, brothers and sisters. Let me just close out by saying, man, you know, stay woke out here. things are deeper than they may seem. And look, I love each and every one of y'all. And hopefully you gain some insight and a different perspective on all of this. I got more content coming, so turn those post notification bells on. Also, do me a solid and support my content at newbreed.love. All right. Your support over there goes a long way to building up the nation. For those who are unaware, if you check my video section, we actually have land in North Carolina. We also have land in Liberia as well that we would love to build on. But it's going to take the contributions of the people. I have taken off my Cash App, and I would like it to be, supported through newbreed.love because it helps a lot of other people. And we have a certain way of going about things and getting things done. But look, I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. Shalom and peace.